Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bold TV, powered by Bold Hearts Initiative. As usual, we come to you every Saturday by 10:30 a.m., bringing you conversations on disability, gender, and lifestyle. We hope that you have been with us since we started. And this year, 2023, this is our second edition, and we have a very interesting topic for you. But before I introduce the topic, I just want to let you know that we are open for sponsorship partnerships. So if you are there and you would like to engage and partner and collaborate with us, we are available, and you can call any of the co-hosts to declare your intentions, and we can engage with you and tell you how we can move forward with it. Or you can write to us on boldheartsnetwork.info@gmail.com. If you want to participate and be a host, because maybe you are a disability advocate, you are welcome to also engage with any of the hosts, and we will tell you how you can move forward with that. For those who want to know where we have our episodes, you want to watch the current or past editions of Bold TV, you can visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Bold Hearts Network, or you can visit our YouTube page at Bold Hearts _Bold TV, or the other way around, one of them. So please, also would like you to be an ambassador of disability awareness by sharing, liking our episodes, so that all of the information that we share every Saturday would go far and wide. Disability awareness is key to us, and we have been blessed to be able to bring you a lot of information around disability and its related issues. So without wasting any further time, I would like my co-hosts who are in the house to please go ahead and introduce themselves. Ladies, you know the drill. Let's know your name, let's know where you're based, type of disability, and what you do. So to start us off, I'd like to ask Osaki, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, ladies. Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, guests and viewers. I'm Osaki Teresa Georgie. I reside in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, polio survivor. I'm a freelancer, and also I'm so glad to be here.
All right, thank you very much. Afion, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, good morning, people. Welcome to another episode. My name is Afion Etem. I'm based in Uyo, medical laboratory scientist. I'm a spinal cord injury survivor in a wheelchair, and I'm a member of Bold Hearts Initiative.
All right, ladies, glad to have you on this episode of Bold TV. And by way of introduction, my name is Freki Andreasian. I'm a member of Bold Hearts Network. I identify as a woman with disability because I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. I'm based in Port Harcourt, and I am a public health practitioner as well as a non-profit consultant, among other things. So thank you, ladies. So to introduce today's episode, today we're going to be focusing on a topic that I have coined, 2023 tips and pointers to get and keep you going. 2023 tips and pointers to get and keep you going. Except you are under a rock, you will know that we are 21 days into the year 2023. As it is with any year, people get into the new year very excited. Some people have routines, they have things they do, they reflect on 2022, and then they jump into 2023. Some people ease into 2023, some people do resolutions. People have different ways in which they mark how they step into the year. Not everybody is on the same pace, and our job this morning is just to give you tips and pointers for those who have not yet moved or started anything with respect to the year to get you going, and then for those who have, to sustain that momentum throughout the year. So ladies, I know that you are aware that you're in 2023. So I just want to quickly ask you this question, keep it personal and brief. Tell us, how has your 2023, we're 21 days in, so how has 2023 so far been for you? Afyon, go ahead and respond.
Well, Happy New Year once again. Welcome to 2023. So far for me, it's been like a second chance. I say second chance not because it's I don't know, it doesn't apply, numerically, but second chance in that, for a while, there's always this New Year rush about, setting goals and doing all that. But for me, so far, it's been a journey of taking it one day at a time. I can say that, well, I'm grateful to God, and thus far, it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been bad at all. There have been many lessons learned. So far, it's so good. That's what I can say.
All right, so 21 days in, and Afyon can say so far, so good. A time for second chances, taking it one day at a time. Osaki, 21 days in, how has it been so far?
21 days of 2023. 21 day so far, like Afyon saying, I think it's great. But I'm in a new project where I'm trying to monitor some activities. So this project, I've not done it before. So it's kind of strange, but it's progressively moving, and I'm getting older. So no time to start doing New Year resolutions, all of that. So at this point, I'm just picking a particular thing I think I can do this year, and looking back at last year's kind of resolution, what I did not do and what I did, and perfect those things I this year, and practical, and take things one step at a time, not in a hurry, no time for regrets, but just moving as much as I can. And I'm sure good things are still coming to in this 2023. So I think I'm happy, and I'm grateful to God, and I'm so glad. I'm happy that my friends are still here. So I'm just happy. Thank you.
Osaki, where did you want your friends to go? So, so Osaki has said that she's taken on in this 2023. She's in new terrain. She's taken on a project that she's never done before, even though it's a bit stressful on her physically, but she's taken it on, and it's actually progressing. So she's happy about that. She said that I don't know if there's. I beg to differ, but age has nothing to do with resolutions. But she is saying that instead of making new ones, she's taking stock by looking at what she could achieve probably in 2022 or in past years, and seeing if they can feed into her 2023. And that has been her tone so far. So we've heard from the ladies, we've heard Afyon talk about one day at a time. Even Osaki is singing the song of one day at a time. We're going to get more tips. For me, I would say that 2023 started with speed, like bang, bang. So how would I explain it? I don't know if I had a break per se. It was as if 2023 just transitioned into 2023. The only thing that made me really know that we're in 2023 was because we did crossover night. We shouted Happy New Year. Because it was as if the activities just flowed into themselves. And it's the momentum has been almost fast paced from the beginning, which is surprising for me, because usually the year builds up. That's not what is happening. Everything is kind of moving quickly, and I need to get up and move with it, or else I might miss out. So for me, it has started with speed. Maybe it's my fault, because I kept singing the song. I kept saying, Lord, anoint my head, favor, and then increase. So it's like speed in my feet. Speed in, how do I put it? Increase in my hands, speed on my feet. So the thing is like it's showing up. So it started with a lot of things to do, but at the same time, clarity and focus. So it's been amazing so far. That's for me. All right, ladies. So we've heard about your you and your 2023 so far. And of course, as we have heard, it's not the same for everyone. The same thing for people who are listening to us, women with disabilities, persons with disabilities, and the society at large, as it were. So this second question is a question for people. So while this year, it seems that it was is largely so not about making New Year resolutions, because if you look at the trend, if you look on social media, if you look around, people do not really talk about, oh, my New Year resolution is this. I don't know if you noticed that, or I went round to check to see if people were making all sorts of resolutions, and I noticed that that was not it per se. It was as if people were just taking a step to breathe. So this year, the fact or the trends have not really been about New Year resolution. So while that is being established, doesn't mean that we do not plan. So I want you to please give 2 tips or 2 pointers on how to get going for those who may still be booting and gauging 2023. What would you say are 2 tips that you would give, 2 each, to get going? Go ahead, Afyong.
Okay, tips to get going. Number 1, take your time. Take your time. Take time out to find out, what is it I want to do? What is it I want to achieve? For me, when you talked about the year 2022 flowing into the next year, for me, like the usual fanfare and all the hype about getting into a new year, it was, like you said, generally it was low-key. People were not so big on, celebration. People were just trying to, let me just get in one piece. So it was more about survival. So for me, it was like one day moving into the next. In fact, I consciously told myself that so that I don't get agitated or feel pressure, I just intentionally told myself that it's just another day. So I lived, from last year, towards the end of last year, I started moving like on a daily basis. When I wake up and see today, okay, what do we do today? What's going on? We finish that, move on. If there's anything to carry over, we carry over. So I just, had that mindset that it's just another day. So I plan for each day. I'm not like, okay, yes, I know there are people who make goals like 5-10 years. For now, I have told myself, well, let me start where I am. So I took time out to ask, what do I want to do in the new year? It wasn't about New Year resolutions. Yes, there were some things I said I needed to cultivate, some new habits I needed to cultivate. And I had to ask myself, how do you plan to do that? I made inquiries. I asked people, okay, how do I do this? I need so and so. And those suggestions were made. Some of those things cost money, but I was willing to invest in it because I knew long-term it would pay off. So I took time out to find out, what do I want to do? I didn't make a long list. It was just like 1 or 2, like 3 main things that I told myself, 3 main areas I knew I would focus on, so that I would make sure that those 3 areas, I gave it my full attention. Every other thing would, re-strategize or prioritize around those 3 areas. So that's number 1. Take your time to find out what you want and how you're going to, get to that destination. Number 2, focus on progress, not perfection. Consistency is key. If there's one thing I have learned, in fact, I think I'm on the chief of procrastinators, because I will always find a very good excuse not to do something. That thing, we can do it tomorrow. Now there's still time. Today I'm tired. It's like my brain is doing me somehow. My brain is telling me I should sleep, or my brain is telling me I should. There's always a reason. And once you give voice to that reason, it becomes valid. Every excuse is valid until you tell it is not valid. So I made up my mind that I was going to be consistent. Every day I wake up, I tell myself, this is what we are doing today. I may not do plenty. I just focus on, let me at least do something. If I say I'm going to read, even if it's for 10 minutes, let me read. I don't have to read a whole book, but at least something. So consistency. Know what you want, and then take small steps, those baby steps, towards achieving them. And even if you don't get to do some of those things each day, don't stress yourself. Move it on. The next day, new day will come. And then you just take it one step at a time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Afyong, for sharing with us. So I'm sure you've heard the two tips to get you going. For someone out there, first of all, don't feel bad that you probably other people are advancing or they know what they want to do for the year and you haven't. So she has mentioned take your time. And in the place of taking time, we're not talking about going to go and sleep and say, I'm taking my time, and then you take your time till December 2023. That's not what she said. What she said was that in taking time, you're taking stock, you're making inquiries, you're being proactive about finding out what it is that will probably add value to you this year, finding out what it will take for you to get to that level. And then the second thing she mentioned was do not focus on perfection, rather focus on progress. So what that simply means is that just strategize and take the next step. Take it step by step. If the journey is that of 1,000 miles, what is key is that you take a step today, you take another one tomorrow. It's even more sad for a person who keeps thinking of the journey but doesn't get up to do anything about it. So today we're not saying don't do anything about your goals and plans, have them, but by all means make progress. Awesome contributions. So Saki, I'll turn this over to you. You have the question, and this all has to do with two tips or pointers for someone who has not yet gathered themselves, who has not even booted, who is still saying, are we really in the third to fourth week of January already? So go ahead and give your brief two tips. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much for that question. My two tips are okay. Let me see. For this year, I'll tell you, don't feel bad. The year is still starting. You still have time, but don't waste your time too much. One is that I think I'm more of spiritual this year. Like I'm going deeper. So I'm trying to get more connection with my creator. So that's what I've decided. Say I think if you're connected with your creator, there's this inner spirit of you trying to get what's my plan for this year, what my purpose for this year, why am I created for this year, and you somehow you figure out the things you're to do. Take it easy, take it slowly, don't rush it, one step at a time. And one other thing I seriously think about this, one of the points is giving back to the society. I've gotten a lot and so much. So whenever I think of giving back, like volunteering or trying to say how you can help somebody, that's one other thing that can help you fulfill your own dreams or achieve whatever you want to get. These two purposes: one, get closer to your creator, have a spiritual connection, and also when it comes to the fellow human being, think of giving back, the impactfulness of what you can do from you to the other person. So those are the two things I really, really want to share that you take slower for this year that will help you achieve your own goals and dreams. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Osaki. So Osaki has shared to someone who is yet to start the year, and she has said one of the ways you can get the motivation to move forward would be to get back to the roots, get back to base, connect with the one who has the blueprint for your life. We're very good at making plans without making reference to the one that gave us the life that we are living. So she is saying, don't, even though we're saying, get going, she's still saying, take a step back, connect spiritually with your creator and seek direction. And then the second thing she talked about is taking focus off your own self and focusing on others. So another way that can give you the motivation to get the year going with plans or whatever would be to focus on others by giving back to society. And one of the ways she has expressed that is, she said, is through volunteering. So one of the ways of figuring out probably what you want to do to this year or kick off the year could be in the place of volunteering, where you discover a passion or a purpose or something, or a skill or talent that you didn't know you had. So great point. So we had at least 4 to 5 things from Afyong and Osaki, combined. to energize or get someone to get on with the year. So for me, what I'm going to add to what they have said, because their contributions have been very rich, mine would be this: don't be in competition with anybody. You are not in competition with anybody. We tend to forget that everyone has a life that is individualistic, even though we are social beings. When you set yourself up for failure is where you start competing with other people who don't even know that you're in competition with them. The best person to be in competition with is yourself. So take stock of your own personal goals and reassess in order to refire. Don't go into saying, hey, this person, this. It's good to look at what people are doing, but don't use that as the yardstick for your life. Don't ever do that to yourself. You do not need that pressure. And then the second thing that I would like to say to someone is this: if you are feeling unmotivated, then you can look out for different sources of motivation outside of yourself. You may want to take up a book and say, okay, I want to do something. I just need inspiration. I need motivation. You can try to find out how people did stuff. You can go on the internet, read people's autobiographies, not where they currently are, but on their process and on their journeys. Sometimes we're quick to identify with people's successes, and we do not want to identify with their process and how they got to where they currently are. So you may want to motivate or inspire yourself by looking into mentors or mentees or people that you look up to their own lives to see what their journey was like, and you'll be able to pick up a lot of energy and strength. I think I would like to add one more before I go on to sustaining. The last one I would like to add, say is this: today is a good day to start. Today is a good day to start. Don't say, oh, 21 days have passed already, and then you're already beating yourself. No. You can't get back those 21 days. So today is a perfect day to start that thing. Don't be like Afio, and sometimes myself, that may procrastinate. Today is a good day to start. All right. So let's turn this conversation over. So some people had no issues with starting the year. I mean, I had no issue starting the year. They started the year with a bang, and they are just, moving with the year. But it's one thing to start the year with a bang. Think about a race. Usually it's not really about how you start it or how you end it. Because if you're doing a 100 meters dash and you don't cross the finish line, you will not even show up on the scoreboard as a person who participated in that race. Even if you come last and you don't cross the finish line, your name doesn't show. Same thing with any endurance race. So it's not about starting. Good, we have all said how they will start. Some people started with a bang. So ladies, I would like you to please give again 2 tips. And please remember to keep it brief, because as usual, we want to stay under 30 minutes and we're already going far into it. So give us 2 tips or pointers, and you're speaking to people out there on how they can sustain or keep momentum throughout the year without burnout, without breakdown, without getting stuck. So please, let's advise. Afyong, over to you. Please go ahead.
Okay. One key thing I would like to point out is that, number one, people said, I was talking to someone recently, and the person talked about, I said, play is essential. And the person was looking at me like, play, okay? And I'm like, yes, so you must, as much as you plan and make goals around the things you want to achieve, please, rest and recreation is part of achievement. The fact that you can make time out to do something you enjoy, you to relax, even if you don't do anything. See that lying down, they said, don't lie down. Please lie down. Lie down, take time out and just lie down. Even if you don't do anything, just lie down. Let breeze touch you and your head will calm down and you can think better. Get enough sleep. See other thing, today I was watching a video on someone's status, and there was a preacher, I won't mention the name, and he was like, how can you sleep 8 hours in the night? That that is how many years of your life gone. And I'm like, Oga, I'm happy for you. If God says you should stay awake, please stay awake. Don't carry your wahala. I will sleep 8 hours because that's what my body needs. We've mentioned self-awareness. Know yourself. Somebody else might be on social media saying, me, 2 hours, I just do 2 hours, and the rest of the day you're firing on all full cylinders. Or you will crash. You see that burnout, you will burn and they won't even find ashes to collect. So take your time. Know yourself. Know how far you can go, because your body will give you signs. Know how far you can go. The minute you feel that headache coming on, or your brain is not just coordinating, shut down. Whatever it is you were doing, it's not more important than your life. Shut down and get that rest. That's all I have to say.
All right, amazing contributions. So you're kicking, you're moving, you're advancing. Your 2023 is already on full, Afyong has said something crucial. While you are yet planning and setting goals to achieve all sorts of things, also factor and plan in rest and recreation. And she went on to make it very practical. We're not saying take a trip to Dubai. If you can, enjoy. If you can take a trip to other parts of Nigeria, enjoy. But one thing that is free is lying down on your bed and sleeping. A powerful relaxation. A powerful relaxation
Make sure you have
position.
paid your rent though. It might not be
No
free
be
if you have not
smarting.
paid your rent, because they will kick you out. Make sure
No
you
be
have paid your
smarting.
rent.
No be smarting. But let me even say help you. If you don't have rent, go to a friend's house and say I came to visit you and lie down there and sleep. So, so, so basically what we're saying is in the course of the year, to avoid burnout, one of the things that you want to intentionally do is to rest, relax, rest to avoid burnout and breaking down. All right, let me turn it to Osaki. Sustenance for the year, firing on all cylinders or some cylinders. What would be your tip or two for a person to not burn out, to not break down or get stuck?
All right, thank you very much. 2 tips that will keep you going for the year. One is look out for a support group, a focal group like this kind, a group that you will have something in common, that you can share your experiences. Of course, it will be different, but the other person's story that has a similar issue with you can always help resolve a problem. Recently, I met two of my friends, that are old friends, and they're in this network, Bold Heart Initiative, but they hardly participate and are going through serious issues that we've talked over and over, And in my mind, I was like, if these ladies have ever joined this group or have watched the programs, I'm sure by now they wouldn't have been having this this issue that they are still having. But because I don't understand why up to now you're still having certain problems that have been like something I've read of, but it still currently happen, just because you are still like, I can do it all by myself. You cannot be nobody can be an island in an organization or in a particular environment. You need people, you need friends, you need families, you need alike minds, you need people that have common issue with you, so that you can share, and problems don't end. They keep on, but you have to be able to solve them. The second one is never you be afraid to ask. Ask as much as you can, so you can get answers to solutions, and you can help yourself and help your next door neighbor. Thank you.
All right, amazing contribution. So Osaki has said, we're social, like I said, we're social beings, and one of the key ways, and you can help yourself to not get stuck or feel stressed or burn out in the course of the year, would be to find a support system. And one practical one, especially for women with disabilities out there, is that we are here. We are called Bold Heart Initiative. For those of you who do not know, Bold Heart is a support group network. We are first and foremost, before every other thing, a support group network of women with disabilities. She also said something, open your mouth and ask. And I'm going to add an element to that asking. Ask for help where you also need it. A lot of times, as persons with disabilities, we think we need to prove some level of self-sufficiency. While independence is celebrated, you don't have anything to prove to anyone. If you need help, it is key that you ask for help. So she has said that in the course of the year, that you should ask where you do not know, and I'm adding, ask for help where you need it. Key things. And so I would like to add 2 tips as well to somebody who's firing, and all that, because we've heard from Apion. Avion said rest and relax. Osaki said get a support system, join a support group for women with disabilities or persons with disabilities listening. We have opened up to say Bold Hearts Initiative is one place you can see women with disabilities who may be going through similar or something that you can identify with and providing solutions or a way out of what you may be going through. And I've added ask for help, ask for anything you want. Another one I would like to say is this, is that you may want to learn how to delegate. If you're somebody that wants to do everything on their own, you would get stressed or you would get stressed out. Now, let me explain this delegation. Delegation is in such that you can build the capacity of another person. So, for example, I run another NGO, Fake Care, and I found that in asking other people to come and do things that I would do in 5 minutes and they may do the whole day, I'm still building their capacity. I had to learn that because I always felt that let me not waste my time and their time, let me do it. But I found that I was doing people a disservice by not giving them opportunity to learn by taking on things that they may not do. So even though I can do that thing in 10 minutes, I found that if that person is given the opportunity to do it, and even if the person takes the whole day to do it, the person has added value because the person has learned something. So one of the things you want to do to avoid burnouts would be to delegate. And then finally, from me, to avoid burnout or getting stuck or breakdown would be take moments in the course of the year to review. Don't say at the end of the day, at the end of the year we'll see how far. Nah, you can decide you want to do monthly stock taking or quarterly stock taking. Can be personal, can be your business, it can be in anything. Oh my God, in order for you to be able to continue to move, you need to pause, you need to reevaluate, review, and refire throughout, take breaks throughout the course of the year to do this. Or else you get to 2023 and you find that you haven't achieved much, even though you started well. All right, so we're bringing this episode, which we tag 2023 tips and pointers to get and keep you going. So, final words on this episode, ladies. What would you want to add to the conversation that we haven't touched? This is your opportunity to share. So, for this, I'll go the other way around. Osaki, you have the floor.
Okay, my last word for today's episode will be appreciate your wins. No matter how little it is, give yourself this gratitude of I've done something well. Applaud yourself and see that you can get to the next level and bigger pictures of what you want to do. Thank you.
All right, celebrate your wins. Afion.
Okay. In everything you do, accountability. Like we've talked about procrastination, it can be easy to make those excuses. Find someone that can hold you accountable. Someone that will always check in and make sure that the things you need to do get done, and take advantage of, we've talked about, being a part of the support group here. I used to think that, just be there, you pay dues, you just stay there, it's their business, it's not my own. Take leverage on the network you have. Some of us have so many people around us, people that are capable, people that can do much more and help us go further than we thought, but we don't take advantage of it. We just stay there and feel like it's not my, you don't engage, you don't know where help can come from. So please find an accountability partner, take a leverage on the network, take advantage of the people around you. The most anybody will do is say no. But if you talk to 5 people, at least 1 will say yes to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Great contribution. Pyong has said something. She had said, don't just be there, engage. Somebody said, don't just exist, live this life. And that comes with engaging with others. Don't just exist, also live your life. And for me, what I'm going to say or add, by way of final words, and then I'll do the program wrap up, is this. And I really say this from the, bottom of my heart for someone. This year, you would probably want to be a bit more sensitive, because where you think, because we're talking about progress, we're talking about advancing. So you don't want to look down on anyone this year, 2023, or really in your life. Do not look down on anyone. You do not know, and you are not the custodian of all the knowledge in the world. everything you go through in the course of this year is a learning experience. Whether it is positive, whether it is negative, always see them as learning experiences. And finally, go through year 2023 with a posture of gratitude. Be grateful this year. Any small thing, just be grateful. Because especially when you know you cannot do it by yourself, just be grateful. Let that be your heart's posture throughout 2023. Because when you are grateful for the big, the small, the anything, you have a positive mindset. You are more open to receiving opportunities and learning from anywhere as it comes.
To be kind to yourself. Celebrate your wins, even the little ones. This has a way of inspiring and motivating you to greater things.
All right, it's been an amazing time speaking to the topic that we had for this episode 2023 tips and pointers to get and keep it going, or to go and keep going, whichever way you want to put it. And this is Bold Hearts Initiative bringing you Bold TV. As usual, we come today by 10:30 a.m. And today we just want a simple assignment for you to go to our Facebook page. The description is there on the link. Also go to our YouTube page. The description is there. And we ask that you like, you follow, you subscribe. The information here, the feedback we get is amazing. And it would be sad if you are somebody who has access to this and you don't take advantage. So when you when you subscribe, what it does is that it keeps you in the know when we have a new episode or when a new episode comes up. And then if you're a woman with disability out there and you want a support group network, you can reach out to any of us. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a Facebook group of women with disabilities. If you need a support group network, please note I did not say empowerment. I said support group network, so that we can come together, women sharpening women. The best of you would come forth. Finally, if you want to partner with us on this Bold TV, we started this journey in year 2020 and we are still here. Please partner with us. We need financial partners. We want people who want to collaborate with us to bring out different conversations. You can sponsor an episode on any topic as it affects persons with disabilities. We are open to that. You can reach out to any of the co-hosts and we'll let you know how you can be a part of or partner with us. Or you can write to us on our email showing on the screen. So until we come your way, same time, same platform, 10:30 a.m. Saturday with another amazing episode. I think Osaki is the host for next week. Yes. So get ready for that. So until then, ladies, just gingerly unmute yourself with your beautiful self and tell the people Happy New Year again and goodbye.
Happy New Year again.
Yeah.
See ya next week.
Yes.
They can meet you. They can meet you.
Take it easy.
All
We'll
right.
see you next week. And be good. Don't find trouble. If not, they will beat you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.